In this YouTube video, I'm going to tell you everything I know about going viral on social media. Now, this is focused around shorts. So that is Instagram Reels, TikToks, YouTube Shorts. And I've had tens of millions of views online. I by no means am I a social media expert or my social media influencer, but for the minimal amount of content that I have posted, I would say I've gone viral more so than the average person who's posted the same amount of videos that I have on social media. Now, I started posting on TikTok about 2 or 3 years ago, and I probably posted 50 to 100 videos before I actually had any real virality. And then one day I posted a 40-second video, and by 11 a.m. that morning, I had over 600,000 views on that video, and my TikTok channel had grown by about 5 to 10,000 followers. And since then, I've had 10 to 20 videos gain well over 1 million views on both TikTok, Instagram, and I'm going to teach you everything I know. So whether you are an agency owner, a business owner, going viral can completely change your life. Whether that's through your personal account, whether that's through a business account, going viral and getting 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million views on one video can get you 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 leads and completely transform your business. So whether you think this is useful or not, most likely posting better content and understanding how you can truly go viral is going to have a huge impact on your personal life and also on your business. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to walk you through a few steps, which if you implement and then start posting, your chance of going viral, I promise you, your chances of going viral will be exceptionally higher. Okay, so we're going to jump into my screen, and I've made this presentation, and I'll walk you guys through going viral. Okay, this is my formula. What's up, guys? Quick break to do a shameless plug. Now, if you guys have been following me for a little while, you'll know that I've been running a school community. Now, it is a paid community, but for the first time in a long time, I am doing a flash sale. Now, the usual price is $125, and for that, you get 3 coaching calls per week. You get a one-on-one consultant call with me. You get a full 5-week course. You get a bunch of free resources, templates, go high level snippets, everything. Okay. Now, I'm doing a flash sale. Normally, it's $125, but for a limited time only for the next few days, it's going to be $99. So if you do want to take advantage of that, I'm going to leave a link down below. Take advantage today before the offer ends. Okay, now back to the video. So before we start, about me. So within 6 months of posting on TikTok, I had 30,000 followers. And that's within the business niche. That wasn't like if you're posting about anything and everything, it's much easier to go viral because your audience is much, much larger. But this was within the business niche, okay? I've had over 400,000 views on YouTube from just 30 videos. And I've also had over 1.8 million views on Instagram after posting only 2 reels on a brand new account. Okay, so I do know a thing or two when it comes to virality. And I truly believe that you are one video away from you changing your life. As I said, my TikTok grew from 2,000 followers to 15,000 followers in one day because of one viral video. Okay, and if 0.1% of your viewers buy your product, and you get 1 million views, that just one video, that's 100 customers. Okay, and let's say your LTV is £5,000. Well, that's £500,000 from one single viral reel. Okay, and that's 0.01%. If you have a cheaper product or you have a broader product, it could be a heck of a lot higher than that. And if you post multiple videos and multiple of those videos go viral, again, it could be a heck of a lot higher. And even on this channel on YouTube, I've only got 11 or 12,000 followers, and that's still enough for me to never have to advertise, for me to never have to do any paid promos or any kind of paid advertising whatsoever, because that audience is a good audience and it's an engaged audience, and it makes a huge impact. So whether you're a business owner, you're an agency, SMMA, or whatever it is, posting content can completely change your business. And let's get into it. So common myths. Now, the common myth I hear is that you just need to post content. There's an element of truth to this, right? Obviously, when you're brand new, you need to get the first few videos out of the way because they're probably gonna suck. So just posting stuff and editing stuff and posting it out there is obviously important. But if you follow a few simple steps, and there is a bit of a formula to posting content that has a better chance of going viral. Of course, if you capture somebody falling off their bike and landing in a funny way and that video goes viral, that's great, but it's hard to kind of construct that kind of content. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about specifically making content for the purposes of it gaining views and building your business. Okay. Now, you don't need to share with your friends. Again, like if you're worried about that, you can start posting on a channel where your friends don't follow you, such as YouTube or TikTok, and you can post, and your friends probably aren't your ideal customer audience anyway, so it doesn't matter. You don't need to share. You can literally just start posting on those channels, and you will start being fed out, and you will start growing. You don't need to post every day. That's a myth. I've never posted every day, and I've grown on multiple social media channels. You don't need pro equipment. Okay, you can, obviously I have, but you don't need it. You can use an iPhone and maybe a small lapel mic, something like that. That's all you need. But you do need to follow a formula, and that's what we're going to go into. So we've got a bit of a game, and I want you guys not to cheat. Now, some of you guys might follow me on TikTok already, so you might know the answer to this question. But if you haven't watched any of my TikTok videos, we're going to play a little game. Okay, I'm going to play each one of these videos. Each one's about 40 seconds. I want you to watch them. Okay, I want you to watch the videos, and then I want you to guess in your own head. You can drop a comment down below if you want. That'd be cool. Which one of these videos you think has the best chance or went the most? They've all been posted in the last sort of 2 years. Which one do you think went the most viral? So let's start with this first one.
Okay.
You get the idea. Okay, let's go to the second one.
Here's how I've used email marketing to sign millions of pounds worth of clients to my agency without sending a single cold email. The first step is to create a free download PDF called a lead magnet. Something like a swipe file, free guide or checklist around your chosen niche. Then you want to run ads on Facebook, giving it away for free in exchange for their email address. Once they've opted in with their email address, add their email to an email sequence with 10 emails spread over 2 to 3 weeks. In each email, give them a piece of value or a case study. At the bottom of each email, give them a link that they can use to book in a call with yourself. This exact strategy helped us generate millions of pounds with clients to our agency without sending a single cold email.
Okay, that's the second one, and there's the third one.
How much do you need to have a comfortable life in London? Well, here's what £2,000 per month gets you in southwest London. So I live in Putney, which is located just south of the river. Any Londoners will know that the exact same apartment located a few hundred yards north on the other side of the river could set you back hundreds if not thousands of pounds more every single month. But here's what you can get for £2,000 per month here in Putney. I have an open plan kitchen and living area with a reasonably sized balcony as well. I've also got a large main bedroom and a second room which I use as an office. The only downside is that I have to listen to this every 15 to 20 minutes. And before all the comments come in, yes, I know I could get a house in Newcastle. But for anyone wondering, that's what £2,000 a month will get you in southwest London, south of the river.
Okay, cool. Now I want you to think, you can guess if you can, or just guess which one you think. Put them in order, which one you think got the most views and which one you think got the least views. Okay, I'll give you a second. All right, cool. So this one, if anyone guessed this one, you are mistaken. If anyone guessed this one, you are right. Okay, this one got 2.5 million views. That's across TikTok and Instagram. This one got 18k views. So for my TikTok profile, that's not great. I had quite consistently decent views on TikTok. So that's actually not great, but 9k views was particularly poor. Okay, so why do we think that is? And there's a couple of reasons which we're going to go through in this video, but there's also a couple of things that I haven't covered in this slideshow as to why this didn't go viral. And one of those reasons being, this is simply too niche, right? I'm talking specifically about email marketing for business owners, which, as a YouTube video might be great because YouTube's a lot more of a search-based platform. People might find it organically. But for a TikTok reel, it's just not broad enough. So what that means is when people are swiping through, the average person isn't going to connect with that video. Whereas this one is talking specifically about rent costs in London. So you've got a couple of things. The first thing is everybody's interested, whether you're from London, whether you're from outside of London in the UK, or whether you're from a completely different country, people are still interested. What does £2,000 per month get you in London? Right? They're still interested in that. It also creates a debate between people who live in London and those who don't, because people who don't live in London think it's overpriced, overhyped, all of that stuff, right? This one, it also follows a formula, which we're going to go through. This one, just no hook, nothing to draw you in, no reason to watch it. And if you don't know who I am, you would know interest in that video. Okay, that's basically the nuts and bolts of it. Let's go through it. So, firstly, proof that this isn't luck that this went viral, because I posted this on TikTok. It got 850,000 views, so it did go viral. I then posted the same video on a brand new Instagram account, and you can go and find that Instagram account. It's in the description below, and it got 1.78 million views. Okay, so it did really well. Okay, and it did on both platforms. A brand new Instagram account. I took 2 of my most viral videos, posted one, then I posted second. Both did pretty well, but this one did really well, and it got 1.78 million views just on Instagram. Okay, so why do you think that went viral? Let's have a think about that. The main nuts and bolts of it is that social media channels don't care about you, okay? So whenever I see channels who've got like 2,000 followers and like 1,000 posts, I'm like, something's not working here. They're not doing something right, because if you want to just build an audience of, 1,000 true fans, obviously that's great, but I think you've got a better chance of doing that a lot quicker if you post content that's actually going to go viral, because one viral video can completely transform you from somebody who doesn't have any followers, somebody who has thousands of followers, okay? So the thing you got to understand is you are not the product, the viewer is the product, okay? When you're watching content, then you become the product for these channels, because the widgets that they're selling is eyeballs, right? So advertisers pay to be on the platform. So what does that mean? They want to keep people on the platform. So the more attention they get on the app, the more they make through ads. So if your content keeps viewers watching, they will reward you. That's as simple as that. If people aren't watching your content and not watching it throughout the whole video, or at least the majority of the video, then you're going to get punished by the platform, and then it's going to reduce your reach, because they're obviously going to put videos that give them the highest chance of retaining viewers, and they're not going to show the videos that don't give them the highest chance of retaining viewers. It's that simple. So all you need to understand about the algorithm is it doesn't matter how cute or branded your account is. They don't care. They've never once. Personally, I've never once cared about brand or style. I've only really cared about the numbers and reviews. So view count, okay, and retention, which we're going to go through. So there's two metrics that you need to consider, okay? And if you can't read this because my face is in the way, I'll read through both of them, don't worry. The first one is view versus swipe away percentage. So if you go on your phone right now and you open a TikTok app and you start swiping, have a little, understand which ones you're watching and which ones you aren't. That is called view versus swipe away percentage. So what percentage of your viewers essentially give your video a chance, okay, right? I.e. they watch the first 3 to 4 seconds, okay? Now the average is about 30%. The average view versus swipe away percentage is about 30%. That means that 30% of people will watch the video, 70% won't. You want it to be the opposite of that. So you want 70% of people to watch your video. So what that means is, if you're operating in a sector that's quite niche, you still want your videos to be appealing to the vast majority of viewers. Okay, we're talking about Reels here. We're not talking about YouTube. YouTube is a different platform altogether. Okay, YouTube, you can build a really targeted audience of loyal followers who will watch 6, 8, 10 minutes of your content in one sitting. It's not the same on Instagram. People don't typically do that on Instagram. They're scrolling. Think of Instagram and TikTok as your funnel, to funnel people through, to follow you, where you can then push them to YouTube if you so please, right? So you want it to be the opposite way around, okay? So if let's say you're talking about, let's say you're an agency owner and you're talking about Facebook lead generation. Rather than saying something like, here's how to improve your click-through rate, you would say something instead of, which video do you think got the most clicks? This one or this one? Right? For example, it's a silly example, but you get the idea, right? You're making it more tailored towards someone who isn't in Facebook advertising but can still watch it and enjoy that piece of content. That's kind of what you're aiming for here, okay? The second metric, so you've got one which is view versus swipe percentage. The second one is overall retention. Again, this is basically what percentage of your video gets watched on average. So if 100 people watched your video and 50 of them watched 20% of your video, and then 50 of them watched 40% of your video, your average retention would be 30%. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's the average amount of your video that gets watched by every single viewer. Now the average here is about 30-40%, and again, you want 70%. So you get the idea here, right? We're not trying to create content that's really highly editable. We're not trying to create content that's really highly produced. We're trying to simply create content that gets people to watch the whole video. That is a secret to virality, and we're going to go through that in more detail. So the hook, the first thing you got to worry about is the hook. That is basically what keeps people in the first 3 seconds of your video, what hooks them in and gets them wanting to watch more. And we're going to go through examples of that. So essentially you want to do two things. You want to, one, stop the scroll. I don't mean just waving in the screen or doing any of that crazy stuff. I mean giving the user a reason to stop what they're doing and watch the video. And that has to be a good reason, because people have low attention spans. The second one is to create curiosity. And that curiosity is where they look at it and go, that's interesting. And it could be interesting in a whole range of different ways. It could be interesting because they're learning something new. We're going to go through this. They're learning something new. It could be interesting because it's novel to them. It could be interesting because you're doing something that's not been done before. Okay, we're creating some form of curiosity where they think, this is worth, it's a value exchange. We're asking for 30 to 40 seconds of their time. Okay, so whatever you're showing them has to be worth 30 to 40 seconds of time. Okay, that's the value exchange. If we're selling a product, the value of that product has to outweigh the cost of that product. The cost of your product is 30 to 40 seconds of their time. Okay, it's quite a big ask for people, right? People you don't know. So it has to be worth it for them. So there's 4 criteria. If you can't see these, I'll read through each one. But the 4 criteria of a good idea. Number 1 is novelty. So that is basically doing something that's not been done before. Mr. Beast, he explodes tanks and Lamborghinis and he fires rockets at ships, right? Not been done before, so obviously it's going to go viral. The second thing is uncertainty. So creating something around, right? Doing something that you don't know what the outcome's going to be. For example, I went to London and I tried the worst restaurant rated on Yelp. Or I went to New York and I tried the worst restaurant rated on Yelp. Here's what happened. Again, you're creating uncertainty. What happened? Oh, what's interesting? They want to find out. And we're going to go through some examples in a second. Knowledge gaps. I know something you don't. So, for example, have you ever wondered why the sea is blue? And the unspoken rule of that hook is that the viewer is going to find out why the sea is blue if they watch the whole video. So you get the idea, right? It's like my most viral video that I showed you then. What does £2,000 get you in London? It's a knowledge gap. There's also uncertainty. It's kind of a mix between the two. And the next one is complexity. So that's breaking down seemingly complex ideas and making them seem simple. Okay? Those are the 4 criteria. So write those things down. And then whenever you're creating videos, try and put them into one of those 4 categories. So let's go through some example hooks. So this girl called Jenny Hoyos is her name, and she's a master of shorts. So just look at some of these videos and have, understand why they've gone viral. Like every single one of these, you can't see all the views, but they're all in the multi-millions of views, right? So first one, how many ice cream flavors can you get with $1? Whether you care or not, that you're still interested, right? I cooked using my car. Again, that's creating the uncertainty, right? Or novelty more so, right? It's not telling you to watch the video, but it's insinuating that you're going to find out if she managed to cook using her car, right? What's faster, inside or drive-through? So this is a video where she goes with her mum. She's in the car. Her mum goes through the drive-through, I think. She runs in, tries to order food and come out before her mum finishes the drive-through. So again, novel, uncertainty. It's building out a little bit of kind of interest or, I guess, curiosity as to what the outcome's going to be. Again, this is all pointless content, and your content doesn't need to be this generic, but you kind of get the idea, right? Guess the price, win the item. We've got, I need 1 more subscriber. The thumbnails are excellent. You kind of get the idea of what's going on here, right? So I want to caveat that by saying, follow this formula, but if you have an idea, you think that might work, test it, right? It's a testing platform. What's great about TikTok specifically is it allows you to test stuff because it feeds you out automatically. Whether your video sucks or whether it's good, they're still going to give you a few hundred views no matter what. Okay, and if you don't gain traction within those few hundred views, then your video goes dead. That's TikTok. I posted a video the other day. That video got 300,000 views in the first 15 minutes because the first 100 people that saw it, their retention was so high that they fed it, exponentially fed it out. And within a day, I had nearly 1 million views. Okay, because that one video, it had all the elements that people wanted to see. It was a cold calling video where I basically cold called the prospect. It was like a minute long. And so when you hear me at the beginning, the headline was like cold calling. It cold called and I'm like, hey, is that John? They go, yeah. And obviously people watching, even if they're not in business, you get the idea of what the funnel process here. Even if they're not in business, it's still an engaging video to watch because people, they want to either see you fail or succeed, right? They're interested. So people watch the video. And what that does is it funnels the right type of people through, because if more people watch it, let's say 1 million people see your video, but only 5% of that million are qualified viewers, i.e. they're going to buy your product or service. Well, that's still 50,000 people. If your video only got 2,000 views or 200 views, but they were all qualified views, it's still way less views. You get that? So you want to funnel people through with your content. You want to make it more, give it the best chance of going viral. So let's do an exercise. I want you to write down, obviously we're not going to do this live, but I want you to write down, you can drop a comment down below if you want to. Write down 3 like crazy hooks. So take your business model. Let's say you are an agency owner and you sell leads to dental clinics. I want you to write down 3 crazy ideas that if you actually did them, not saying they have to be possible, but if you did them, you had the best chance of going viral, right? And that could be, for example, let's think of one on the spot. So if you, let's say you're in dental, or let's say you're in web design. Let's say you're a web design agency, okay? So you could do a video that's, I redesigned a website in 30 seconds. For example, it might not be possible, but you get the idea. Or like cold calling web designers. Or like I cold call clients to get web designs. Here's how it went. Things like this, right? Where it might be possible, it might not be possible. That's not the point of the exercise. The point of the exercise is to help you understand, okay, what could I do when 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 people would, no matter what the age, demographic, or interest, would just not be able to resist watching this video, right? So you get the idea. Take, like, if you want to pause, take 5 minutes, write some ideas down, and then drop them in the comments. That'd be awesome. let's go on to the next exercise. So lastly, the final slide of this, I believe, is the second to final slide is retention tips. So once you put the viewer in, your job is to keep them engaged. So here's some tips, just kind of rapid fire tips. So firstly, absolutely you should optimize your video for portrait. If you're posting on TikTok, the absolute worst thing you can do is just repurpose a landscape video, film in portrait, optimize for that platform. Generally speaking, repurposing longer form videos from YouTube doesn't work very well. Okay, it has to be purposely filmed for shorts. Number 2, zero pauses or gaps, ums or ahs. If you're going umming, you're ahhing, I do it all the time, right? But it's okay for YouTube. But if that was a short, you want to edit out every single gap. There's no spaces. You want it to be fast paced, okay? Use as little words as possible. So write your script out and then go through your script and say, is that necessary? No, 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 no. And slim it down. It's probably going to be half the length of your original script. You want it to be straight to the point. Have as little cutscenes. So have a cutscene at least every 5 seconds. What I mean by that is, ideally you want to not just have your face talking to the camera for 40 seconds. You want to put things in there, whether that's GIFs, memes, zooms in, zoom out, nothing too crazy, but you want to have something which keeps the viewer a little bit engaged because people have low attention spans, right? And you want to try and do that as, at least every 3 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds. Aim for 20 to 40. If you're brand new to the Reels, aim for 20 to 40 second videos. I find that to be the sweet spot. Longer videos can definitely go viral, but it's less time to have to optimize for. So aim for 20 to 40 second videos to start with. Script your videos before you film them. If you're like me, where you're filmed talking to the camera, talking about business concepts, stuff like that, always script the videos before you film them. And then you can even use like a teleprompter from your phone to help you prompt. There's free online teleprompters. You can put your script in, it will prompt you when you need to start talking. Satisfy your hook towards the end of your video. So if I was to say, how much does it cost to live in London? Or what can you get? How much does a 2-bedroom flat cost in, Southwest London? And then I told them 5 seconds later, well, obviously you've always satisfied that curiosity. So now people are going to leave your video and they're going to watch it. So to get that attention, you want to satisfy towards the end of your video. And that's what keeps people engaged throughout the whole video. Next one, start with your hooks, then make content around that. So like with YouTube, right, I have YouTube, I start with the headline. So I will sit there and I'll open a Trello or Google Doc or whatever, and I'll write the headlines for my videos or do research. We're going to go through in a sec. I'll write down the headlines first and then build content around those headlines. Okay, like this video you're watching now, how to go viral. Like this is, I start with the headline and like I work my videos around the headline, okay? Don't pitch in shorts. Do not say, buy my product, buy this, buy that. It's not worth it, okay? You're better off pitching via your stories if you're doing Instagram, or by links in your bios. People will find you if they want your if they want your product, they'll find it themselves. Do not pitch inside your videos, or at least don't pitch in every video. Maybe pitch in every 5, 10 videos, pitch your product or whatever. But don't be pitching it. If you're going, oh, and by the way, you can find out more by clicking the link in my bio. All you want to say is you either want to promote a comment or you want to promote subtitles. So you want to promote comment, so you want to promote to follow you. So I like to say at the end of the video, I just say follow me for more, or like give them a reason, like follow for part 2, things like that. That really gets followers. And even on YouTube here, if I start a YouTube series where, let's say, like my brother's website design series that I did, which you can check out on my channel, I did like 5 parts, and each video I said like follow for the part 2, and that works really well in terms of getting me followers on this platform. So same thing with shorts. Always use subtitles. Obviously, I feel like this goes without saying, but you need to use subtitles. You're going to lose like half your viewers if you don't use subtitles. You can do it within platform, or you can use a tool like Rev or a tool like Capwing, kapwing.com, that will automatically subtitle your videos for you. And you want to make it nice and easy. Don't tell users to watch to the end. So like you don't need to say watch to the end to find out. You can, what's known as foreshadowing, which is basically where you insinuate that they're going to find out them towards the end of the video, because by saying watch to the end, first of all, it's going to annoy some users, and also it's unnecessary, right? If you're saying how much does it cost to live in London, you're insinuating they're going to find out by watching the video. You don't need to tell them they're going to find out by watching the video. Okay, that's one of my biggest bugbears, is when people say watch the video to find out. I don't need you to tell me that. Like, I'm assuming you're going to tell me, and I'm going to be annoyed if you don't. So make sure that you do. And then talking to the camera takes practice. So like just, even if you don't post your first 5 videos, just practice talking to the camera. Like, I've done this for years now, so I'm used to it, but it does take time. And if you're worried, people will think, I post on TikTok. So when I started, I didn't post on Instagram, right? I still don't really much. But when I started, I didn't want my friends to see. Maybe I was a little bit embarrassed. So I just posted on TikTok. I didn't follow anyone there. Most of my friends didn't even use it. So I just posted on there. I did a new account. I didn't link it to my contacts, so that nobody effectively would be able to find me. And by the time they did find me, I already had a fair amount of followers and views, so it was less embarrassed. Okay, so if you're embarrassed, post on a platform where your friends aren't going to see it. or create a new account. And then last is about recon. So like researching. So researching is easy. So like my opinion, the best way to research for shorts is on TikTok. Go to TikTok, type in your target, your niche, whether it's business, web design, whatever, and just simply do research, copy the links, save them to a Trello board or save them to a Google Sheet or something, and go through and look at the most viewed videos. Now, what you want to do is you want to go to profiles that maybe have, for example, if a profile's got 2.5 million views and the video's got 200,000, that's not the best video they have. So what you want to do is you want to find videos that have gone viral on accounts that maybe don't have a ton of followers. That gives you a good idea that video is a winning video, a winning concept, and you want to kind of mimic the same thing. And you can take those ideas, you can make them your own, and you can work with that. So for example, here you might know what this is, but I've got a few, when I search coffee, a few viral hooks where don't buy this espresso machine, ... or what's the best coffee machine for under $500? Things like that worked really, really well. So that's the end of the presentation. If you guys want, by the way, if you are an SMMA owner or a social media marketing agency owner, I've got a limited time discount on my school community where you got my full 5-week course and access to coaching with me, as well as a bunch of other resources. I'll leave a link to that down below, but we've reduced the price for the next 10 people to join, and then the price is going back up again. But otherwise, subscribe to the channel if you gain value, give the video a like if you like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.